this is Susan Jameson, the Light Doctor, and today we have more tips on upshifting your life and your energy. So I'm going to talk about more tips that you can do to make yourself feel better on an energetic and health and well-being way. And then we have a special treat because Dr. Claire is going to join us at the end. But just as a little spoiler, we have a big gift for you today because we're running a retreat in the romantic Highlands of Scotland. And that retreat will be 3 days, residential and online, 24th of September. And because we are really committed to helping, look, we're at the end of our career here. You know, people strive and struggle at the beginning, but we're at the end. We want to share our wisdom and 60 years experience of treating people. And helping people. So we're giving, well, hundreds of US dollars worth of gift for people who come to this lovely residential relaxing retreat called Burnout to Brilliance. And that really just means the fatigue and the tiredness we all have to feeling energetic. But let's do a recap of what we've been talking about in the past week. So we've been talking the first day about grounding. And if you remember, I was quite stressed that day because it was my first day of using these things. And I said, look, you can't be grounded, whatever the definition of that is. You can't be grounded when you're really stressed. So we talked about this breathing exercise that will immediately get you out of that very frenetic stress situation. So can I help with that? Do you want to give it to me? So we talked about how to do this breath of fire. It's easy I can help you with that one if you'd like, Carly. Over to help? Yeah, no problem at all. So, yeah, hasn't started yet. Starting now. There we are. So the breath of fire is to get yourself out of the stress situation because, yeah, forget being grounded when you're like everywhere and it's like you're having an epileptic fit in your brain. Is very quick exhalation. So you exhale through your nose very quickly in a rhythmic way. Every time I breathe out, I'm pulling my belly in quite, aggressively, really, quite a sort of violent move. Do that for 30 seconds. And if you can do it for a minute, it's even better. It resets your physiology. So, doctors learn all this physiology at medical school, but it really is real. So what it does is decrease that excitable oxygen, increase the calming carbon dioxide. So that's the first thing to do. And I always say to people, the breath is life itself. So the breath is the first thing we do. Just starting that. There we are. So excuse me a sec. Is to get yourself out of the stress situation. Sorry, I don't know why I'm hearing myself talk there, but I don't particularly like it, so I'm going to stop it. All very unpleasant. So the first thing the first thing we do in this life and the last thing you do will be to take a breath. The breath is very sacred. It's very important. And I mean, we know it's important to live, but it's important to live well. So once you've done all that, breathing, 30 to 60 seconds, maybe now you can, okay, I feel a bit better. I can be in nature. I can think about nature. You have to be in a more peaceful place. If you live in a frenetic city, you don't go walking down the street with all the traffic noise, right? I mean, that is a source of stress in itself. So perhaps find a park or just a quiet office and calm yourself down. And how do we do that? Thinking calming thoughts, because our bodies follow our consciousness and our thoughts. So you have a calming thought, relaxing thought, how you love your dog or something like this, how you love nature, and suddenly, miraculously, your blood pressure will go down. So the physiology will really follow. And grounding in a very shamanistic way is connecting our little batteries, our heart energies, to the core energies of the earth. So it's kind of basic, this. And if you give me a second here, I just want to sort something out, but I'm finding it difficult, so I'll just stop that now. So that's the grounding one. And how do we do that? We think about it. I'm right behind this tree here. This is real. I mean, they're not moving because there's no wind, but it's not just some backdrop. So that tree, I don't know how deep the roots go, 20 feet or more, but they're deep and extensive. Take a lot to blow it down in the wind. It's really rooted and grounded. So even looking at it, being with it, sitting with it is making me slow down, brainwaves slowing to the rhythms of nature. Then we talked on day 2 about building up your biofield. And I'm going to just go over this a little bit more because I didn't do a great video about that one. But our biofield extends to the end of our arms. And it's our energy, literally the energy produced by our cells and by our DNA, which produces real energy. This is real science. It comes in the shape of a donut all around us, and it's very solid and stable. So this is our protection in life. It's our buffer in life. It's also our energy. So at the end of the day, when we meet someone, we really like them. You know, we know we can trust them and they're kind, or we don't, and we have that reaction. So it's our feeler in life because it is our energy. And we certainly feel when people are getting too close to this energy, don't we? You know, we're at the cash point machine with a card, wanting to draw cash out, and someone even touches us. It's really, we don't like it. So we're really quite sensitive of this energy around us that we somehow sense is very much ours and very important. So we talked about how to clean this out. I recommended breathing in source energy to the top of your head, breathing it in, just deep breath and breathing it in, letting it come down through your head all through your body. And when you breathe out again, imagine it's filling this donut shape around you with pure white light. So maybe any cracks or damaged bits, you know, if you have traumatic meeting, someone's being really mean to you, you feel violated or abused. It's like someone's clawed your energy. It's got cracks. This will fill them in. It's like a polyfiller for your aura. So breathe in the white light, gather it from the source, and breathe it out again all around you to purify your own energy. And then we talked about day 3, manifesting your perfect day. So manifesting your perfect day is really making this plan right in the beginning in your mind, this intention. Remember we said where attention goes, energy flows. So it's making this intention of, let's say, perfection. This business meeting will go well. I will be calm. I will present brilliantly. And then you know what happens? Something goes wrong in your day, and you just think, oh no, everything's going to go wrong, and you start panicking, and another thing goes wrong. So you're perpetuating that negativity. So we also talked about the break. You just have to stop at this point and change your mindset. You have to force your thoughts. It's not like, you know, bad things come in threes, everything's going wrong today. It's just one of those days. No, that's your perception and what you've heard in the past. So the breaking point is you have to just somehow forget that and focus on the positive. And one of the tips for doing that was the breath we previously discussed, or just more simple connection with yourself. Just a nice diaphragmatic breath, stimulating the vagus nerve. Always pulling your belly in when you breathe out, and then expanding it when you breathe in. So we talked about that, and also getting negativities out of our way, like the stress, the illness, the person you don't like, the boss who's being difficult, the partner. And this is a bit like creating the life you want. First of all, a little bit of thought of, I'm removing this one from my energy field. And for this, I am going to push the mountain. Remember, drawing all the good things into my life. This is a different exercise from previous. Hands down to heart, elbows down, very straight arms and wrists because this stretches the meridians, and then you drop them. I'm breathing in as I go up and down to your heart. And you breathe out as you're pushing any negativities, illness, stresses, anxieties. That's the pushing the mountain qigong that I learned in China. And qigong stance, of course, slightly bent knees. So manifesting your perfect life, you don't want to focus on the negativity, but you don't really, maybe you're obsessing about something that's gone wrong, so you have to push it out. That's fair enough because you have to stop thinking about it. And then to bring in the positive, maybe you want a new relationship, you can't find anyone. Bring in the positive, you focus on the emotions and the quality. So don't make lists of endless physical attributes. I mean, seriously, do you really care about hair color? Kind of babyish, isn't it? But let's focus on the qualities. Maybe it's kindness and loyalty and really how that makes you feel. So it's your feelings that count in all of this because your feelings will magnetize it in. So how you feel when you're with this person or in a new job, how you're feeling. And can you hold that for 1 to even 2 minutes, just that really positive feeling in your energy body? So if you can do this, I can guarantee things will move ahead for you. Now, right now, um, I am going to invite Dr. Claire on board. I think it's time for that. And I'm going to have to put my glasses on. So you're going to just have to bear. I'm so sorry about this. I seem to have lost Claire, and I'm going to. Yeah, there you are. Add to stream. Are you there? Oh well, that only took me 5 minutes of people looking at tables and hearing my mumblings. So what were
Well,
we going to
lovely,
talk
lovely,
about?
lovely
Our
to be on.
offer.
And pardon? Yeah,
Look at that
really lovely to be
sun.
on, seeing you in nature.
Let's focus on that beautiful sun. That's so lovely because we are. I mean, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that we're so excited offering this retreat that is going to be, I mean, all the wisdom and much more than the tips that we've been already sharing. Right?
Can you still see me?
I can see you. Have I?
Good. No, that's
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
I put a link in the chat, and I can just see us in the background, but that's absolutely fine. So
no. I think we're okay. I think we've
really,
got full screen. So so I know you went up to the Highlands to Inverness a few months ago to check out the venue. What did you think?
it's absolutely beautiful. I did do a Facebook Live on it at the time because we had amazing weather. It was like 26 degrees in Inverness, but there's so much. The gardens are beautiful. There's loads of space to just have some time for yourself to rest and recharge. But there are beautiful rooms to stay in, a nice living area, and it was just very central in Inverness. But actually, it seemed like it was taking out of time because I found it once I found it actually it's in there's lots of new houses nearby. Then you go around, it's like, oh my goodness me, we're in this absolutely beautiful secluded location. So I was like, yes,
Well,
this is great, and not that dissimilar from where you're standing just now.
Bonnie Prince Charlie in 1746, he's said to have stayed in the house right behind us. So
Oh
it's
wow.
quite an old historical, one of the many houses he's supposed to have hidden in, after the Battle of Culloden. It's quite a historical area. So it is actually an old area. And then they built up round about it. But we're offering we're really wanting to share this with people because we feel people are so stressed and anxious at the moment. And so I'm offering for anyone who comes signing up the next 24 hours only, my online course, Peace of Mind, Reducing Anxiety in Natural Ways, filmed indigenous ancient wisdom from Mexico to China. I was filming in California. There's just under 4 hours of material there, and there'll be something for you. That's the end of the day, something for you to help your anxiety or stress. And what else are we offering, Claire? We're doing something else.
We have discounted the course. We've discounted the course by £100, by £96 for anybody that's wanting to come non-residentially. And in the next 24 hours, anybody who signs up will get an additional £100 off the course. So it's
Oh
a
my God.
huge big
Are,
discount.
are we actually going to be in debt over this? This is crazy,
No,
but it's only 24 hours, so it'll be okay.
And also we're offering a one-to-one session with either myself or yourself and people. This is only for people who want to sign up for the residential retreat. You are able to join it online for £80 for the full weekend, and I think that's 10 hours of live materials. So and we've had such good fun over these past 5 days. We're both MDs. We have very different styles, but we're very passionate about this and how we can work with nature, how we can connect with source, and really live our most vibrant life.
Well, that's right. There's so much that can help people out there. I mean, you're very into the energy psychology. Well, I'm into energy psychology and spirituality, and you're into all this, sort of the things to do with the body in helping the energies flow. These things that people just don't know about.
Yeah,
And there's just so much that we should be sharing.
It's lovely to be able to watch these videos, and that we can bring things into our home by doing things online, but there really is nothing better than actually being there, being grounded, being in nature. And it's such an opportunity because you're normally in Hong Kong and I'm in Scotland, and it's bringing us across from across the continents. We are both slightly different. We're not the average doctor, but we have the wisdom of working within the medical system, but also embracing the holistic, embracing the light and the consciousness.
Which is what's needed at the moment, right? And I think, I said at the beginning, we are at the end of our careers. We're also struggling people who desperately need this. We're wanting to share our knowledge, right? Our 60 years combined. So there'll be a lot of value for this. And certainly the online course for you guys who are in the US would be so easy. It's just so easy. And so I very much hope to share it with you. There'll be a link. Yeah, there'll be a link.
I put the link in the chat. I put the links in the chat, so I can't see any other chat on this. But
okay.
I will put it again. It says chat to people on the studio. So I think for some reason I'll put it in the chat anyway. It's on this here anyway. So.
But it'll be on the social media post also, so that's easy to find, and because it's just only 24 hours, so we want people to take advantage of this, although with too many people, we certainly won't be doing very well out of it, but we've offered it, and that's it, isn't it? So that's the important thing, that this information gets out there, and we all have a nice time sharing it. Yeah,
we would really love to see you there. So it's going to be a lovely time, and 3 days with us in the Highlands of Scotland. And please do join us.
Thank you. I hope it's nice weather like it is now, right? It'd be so pleasant. Well, it's lovely to speak to you, Claire. Thanks for hanging around while I got discombobulated. I was on the wrong camera in my phone and it seemed to be a bit stressful because I didn't think of that.
Well, we're playing with the technology, so yeah. No worries. Okay.
Bye then. Bye.